Based on Italian architect Renzo Piano's plans made in 1998, Le Murate has become one of the best new places in the city for social and cultural exchange. Since its official opening as a contemporary art exhibit in April 2011, the complex, which includes numerous facilities such as public housing, parking, shops, restaurants, bars, open spaces, and exhibits, has become a recreational hub for many individuals residing in Florence. At the Café Letterario Le Murate, located directly within the entrance walls, one can participate in numerous cultural and social experiences. On special occasions, religious denominations, such as Florence's Jewish community, host important religious ceremonies in the multi-purpose event hall within the complex. Clearly, the space serves many purposes for the Florence community's needs. However, its history depicts a more nuanced story than that of a simple cultural and social hub. First built in 1424, Le Murate was established as the Santissima Annunziata alle Murate in Santa Caterina Convent. The building was meant to house the local convent of Benedictine nuns. The nuns' choice of living a voluntary cloistered life led to their description of Murate, translating into the phrase walled up, thereby creating the name of the building that is still in use today.
Interestingly enough, the concept of Murate continued to play a role in the building's history. Even in 1845, when it was reconstructed and transformed into an all-male prison. During Le Murate's 140 years as a prison, it housed not only petty criminals such as thieves and murderers, but during Italy's War for Independence in the mid-19th century, it also harbored political prisoners and patriots, such as Francesco Domenico Guerrazzi and Carlo Bini. Although Le Murate's function as a prison ended in 1985 due to its crumbling state, the traces of the building's history are still evident in its current design. When wandering the grounds of Le Murate today, visitors can clearly see the influences of the building's past as a convent and prison. The uniform layout of the building, with its narrow halls and tiny rooms, illustrates the need for order and seclusion once necessary for its past inhabitants. Tourists can catch a glimpse at the past through taking a peek inside the now empty cells that formerly housed the nuns and later on prisoners. The center puts a modern spin on the building's previous design, however, by incorporating works of art into the old cells to help liven up the once gloomy atmosphere. Looking through the old cell window, one can observe famous artistic portraits such as the Birth of Venus and the Mona Lisa. In order to accommodate for the building's more modern purposes, its layout has been divided into two parts, including an upstairs and downstairs. The upstairs contains offices and homes, while the bottom floor is open to the public with a commercial, artisan, and social atmosphere. Along with the building's installation of Renaissance art in its previous design, Le Murate also hosts various contemporary art exhibitions that further perpetuate the center's integration of modern society into the memory of a historical past.
What makes Le Murate a unique spot to visit in Florence is that ever since its creation, it has over and over again been subject to adaptive reuse. From starting out as a convent to becoming a prison, being abandoned, and now becoming a hub for Italian socialization, culture, and housing, Le Murate has repeatedly been changed for having outlived its original purposes, while still keeping its historical features. In fact, it is quite remarkable that over the years, the complex has maintained many of its architectural features from its previous uses, and that existing infrastructure has rarely been tampered with and only built around. Visiting the space and paying attention to all the structural details like the small windows in the courtyard and ancient wooden cell doors is like flying back through time and taking a walk down memory lane. Keeping everything there, however, is part of this concept of adaptive reuse, which not only benefits the environment by conserving natural resources, but also emphasizes the fact that architecture is history and that it signifies memory. The adaptation of Le Murate into what it is today was an innovative and productive act of saving space, materials, and costs, while benefiting a public. The complex has grown and evolved, just like the people that it serves have. It has accompanied society through history to modernity and has been able to meet the different needs of people at different times. Today, Le Murate is able to anticipate what may come in the future by providing a large space with a range of possibilities for usage. If the walls of Le Murate could talk, they'd have an endless amount of stories to share, stories that would just pile up on top of one another as the complex remains evolving.